The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas made a rare visit to the West Bank city of Jenin after a deadly Israeli offensive last week. Now, this marks his first visit to the refugee camp since 2005. Flanked by special presidential guards, 87-year-old Mahmoud Abbas visited the cemetery where the funeral was held at the entrance of the Jenin refugee camp of the Palestinians who were killed in the Israeli offensive. He also hailed the Jenin camp for standing up to the Israeli onslaught and violence and has vowed to rebuild the refugee camp and to restore the city.
The steadfast Jenin camp is heroic. It's an icon. All around the world, it's an icon of struggle, steadfastness and challenge. We came today to follow up on the rebuilding of the camp and the city, to bring it back to the way it used to be and even better than before. We must use this to challenge everyone who is trying to defeat us, everyone who is trying to assault us. We will not allow anyone to assault us, and we will remain strong.
His visit to the refugee camp comes just days after 3 of his senior officials were shunted out from attending a funeral by the crowds after the Israeli raids just days earlier. 12 Palestinians, remember, had been killed in the 2-day raid into Janine and also its adjacent refugee camps. The raid saw fierce fighting between Israeli forces and the armed Palestinian factions, the biggest Israeli operation in the West Bank in over 20 years. While Abbas has condemned the Israeli raid on Janine and has announced that he is suspending a security cooperation accorded with Israel. The reports claim that his popularity is waning, and according to the Palestinian public opinion poll in June, just 17% of the Palestinians are satisfied with his leadership, while 80% of the people want him to resign. 80% of the Palestinians want him to resign, as many of the Palestinians are unsatisfied with the Palestinian Authority's response to the violence perpetrated by Israel. Claiming Abbas's position to be compromised as violence across the West Bank spread after his landmark visit to the West Bank city of Jenin, President Abbas was seen leaving in his helicopter. The Jenin camp was established in 1953. It houses some of those among the 760,000 Palestinians who, remember, were forced to flee from their homes by the Israelis in 1948. While the Palestinian Authority was set up in 1994 following the Oslo Peace Accords, it exercises very limited governance over parts of the West Bank, including in Jenin, but it has been powerless to stop the Israeli onslaught. The Palestinian Authority security forces, including members of the Presidential Guard unit, have now been deployed in Jenin to ease the tensions. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.